Questions for the end, and for now, just copy stuff down that you may need to know how to do. So go ahead, take a look, copy it down. And then Leanne and who else on softball?
Sid.
Just Leanne?
Sydney
And Sid, you guys can get your bagels as soon as you're done going over this, okay?
And Andrea, I made it. Yeah.
Yeah. I gotta tell you, I have 3 pretty awesome managers for softball.
5 actually. Andrea.
Yeah, actually, that's pretty funny. All right, this he says as he's eating his lunch.
Can you sign this, please?
Sure. There you go.
Thank you.
You're all welcome. It's pretty apropos that you're eating a bagel and you have a Big Mac bun on your shirt there. Yes? Be lightning fast.
Run like the wind, you'll die.
You should be back.
Yeah, he's going to have to look on to with other people's papers to catch up with the first ones. All right. Are we good going past number 5?
Yeah.
I never get number 6. I can't.
All right. Who said no on number 5?
I need to copy down number 4.
Oh, we're still working on copying
How is
4?
that A?
Okay. Well, the work is shown right there. So anything about how to do, let's hold off on that. All right? You can bring it up to me one-on-one when you're working on the other thing, and I can help you with that question.
He went like that.
Yeah.
And number 4, what is that last number? Or is this 2x plus 24?
24.
Is this going on YouTube?
Yes, it is. I'll be putting it up right after we're done.
How do I describe it? How do you like
What's that?
describe it?
I don't know, but I have like 1,500 views, 1,600 views, something like that. Okay. Now, let's go down to number 6. Can you open the door, Parker?
Wait, can
Okay, to the back.
I just ask you a question?
Sure. Well, as long as it's quick. I don't want to get into big explanations.
Isn't that 2? Why wouldn't that 2 be an A? Wouldn't it be A n minus 1? Or 2 times n?
It's actually 2 to the n minus 1 power. Okay? Because it's exponential, so the variable has to be in the exponent.
20 times 2 to the n
To the n minus 1. Yeah. At first I wrote an x.
All right.
And then I had to write over the x, so it looks kind of ugly. All right? Listen, on that number 6 one, sometimes it's n and sometimes it's n minus 1. And all you have to do is substitute in a value for n. Like it says here, it's 20 and 2 times the previous term. So then let's say you figured out the first 3 terms and substitute in a 3 and make sure it matches, and then you know you have the formula right. Yeah?
How do you know it's not n minus 1 or n? How do you tell
Well, that's what I just said. It's typically n minus 1, but sometimes it's n. But let's say it has initial term of 20 and it's 2 times the previous term. So it goes 20, 40, 80. Agree?
Yeah.
Okay. Plug in a 3. Look in the formula the way I have it. What's 3 minus 1?
2,
What's 2 squared?
4,
And what's 4 times 20?
8.
So I got the 80. If I just put an n there and I did 2 to the third, that would be 8. And 8 times 20 would be 160. So you'd realize you're 1 term ahead all the time. So then you say, well, how do I adjust it? I'll go n minus 1 and it works.
So it's usually n minus 1.
It's typically n minus 1, but I strongly suggest you substitute in for like the third term, substitute a 3, and make sure you get the third term. Then you know you're right. Okay? All right. So now, number 8's a very important question. It's been on virtually every Common Core Regents exam. Not all 4 parts, but one of those 4 questions has been on each and every one of those exams. So basically you have to know what the function is of each part of the formula, and that's what the answers are doing. Part A is hours worked. Part B is the money coming in. Part C is paying an employee is losing money. It's not like losing money, but it takes some money off of what it is that you're doing. And D is the amount paid to the employee.
Wait, what is the
B is the money coming in. Like you get he brings in $9,000 a week. All right? And then you got to pay your employee, so that comes out of the $9,000 that you took in. That's why Part C is the amount that you paid the employee. And that's why it's subtracted. Okay? And then Wyatt, it's the same thing on number 9 in terms of, substitute one of the values for n in and make sure your formula works. And then if it is, you can be confident that you're correct.
Is that 11?
Yeah, 11 plus 2 times n minus 1. Can I go up?
Yes.
How many people say no? Okay. If there's even one person, I won't go up, but I need to know for sure. The reason in number 9 I did 4 divided by 2 is from 15 to 19 is a distance of 4, and it's over 2 terms. So that means I'm going up by 2's. And that generates the whole rest of the list. And that's why over here it says 2 times n minus 1, because the common difference is 2. You begin with 11, the first term is always here, and then n minus 1. The reason it's n minus 1 is the first one is already 11, so you don't have to add a 2 for that one. You're only adding 2 for every one after that. So that's why the n minus 1 comes in there. And that's why it's usually n minus 1, okay? All right, number 10. The 15 is here because it's been 15 years between age 5 and age 20. Do not forget to put 1.035 here. I saw some people's work yesterday that just said 0.035. Since the amount of money in the account is going up, you have to put, and it begins with the base amount. The 1 represents the 5,500 you started with, and then the 035 is what you're increasing by. I forgot on number 11. Number 11, this is linear. Over here is exponential. D is exponential. I forgot to circle D. I just saw linear and circled it and moved on, but it should also have exponential, okay? How do you know the last one's exponential?
It goes up by a constant number.
Constant ratio, right? 8 divided by 4 is 2, 16 divided by 8 is 2, and so on. Yes?
What would the second table be? It's like a zigzag.
Absolutely nothing. Yeah. Yes?
Is 12D?
12 is D, yes, because it's the height of a thrown ball, so it makes no sense to have negative time for domain, right? Okay. All right, number 13 is just a matter of plugging in the 4 for the x. As soon as you do that, you get your answer. That's a really simple. Oh, except I blew it here. I didn't realize. I do these so quick, I lose petty points. To the nearest dollar, I did it to the nearest cent. So it's really $13,633. All right, I went just a little too fast. 13,633.00. Okay, number 14. $15. This is an exact question off of Regents a couple of years ago. Okay, we got 16 now, which would make this not a function. The point -4, 1, because then -4 has 2 different outputs, 1 and 2. And the rule is that each input has to have only 1 output, right? It's like failing the vertical line test. If you're trying to read my chicken scratch, it says the -4 would have 2 different outputs. Okay, now you know why I type everything. Number 17, very tricky. Again, this is right off in old Regents. It's a very tricky factoring. If you can do this, you can handle any quadratic that they're going to throw at you. No, I'm not. That's as tough as it gets. And it used to be such that that's as tough as it got in 11th grade. So now it's as tough as it gets in 9th grade, which shows you how hard they've made 9th grade.
Why is it hard though? We've been doing it for a while.
I know, and we've worked very hard at getting very good, but trust me on this, that's very hard.
I think that's easier than most of this formula.
Oh, I'm only comparing it to other factorings.
Oh.
I'm saying within the realm of factoring, that's as hard as it gets.
So this one would be in the
It's really a credit to you if you could get number 17 completely right. And if you can't, you have to learn how to be able to get it completely right. There will be a part 2, 3, 4 question like this. There's no question about that. And oftentimes, they even add a second one where it's a word problem, so you have to set it up and then solve it. In fact, I just made a quiz like that for you for a couple of weeks from now. Oh, yeah, just Mr. Lindquist. Okay, now, number 18. This, if you get this wrong, oy vey. This is a piece of cake. This, you can't miss. My 8th grade classes get this right all the time. Did you miss it, Molly?
Well, it said from, so I did it opposite.
From goes first,
Yeah, I know I did it.
right? Remember we talked early in the year, we said if you're going to LA from Montauk, where do you leave? From Montauk. So Montauk goes first. From goes first. Always remember that. Okay, and here's number 19, which honestly you should be doing on a calculator. And as long as you put all of the numbers in, you will get the same exact answers that I did. Okay? Are there any questions? If you have quick questions, I'll answer them from the board here. Otherwise, what we'll do is we'll break up. Nobody goes near the bagels, except for girls on the softball team. And then you can, if you have any questions, show it to me, and then you can work together on today's pre-test. Okay? Go ahead.